Alright guys, you might hear music in the background. That would be my children, just as a heads up. So for the lab, I'll have two separate videos. One's going to be where we're looking at what we have, mixing it with water, and then the other one's going to deal with vinegar. And then I have to find a video with iodine because I don't have that at home. Now with looking at the material, I'm just going to go do these in order so you can go down the column instead of across the rows. The first one I have right here is sugar. So you'd want to make sure you take a look and write down what you see in terms of the sugar and the properties that you are seeing. The next part asks for me to put it into water. So I have to put it in water and then let it sit. Don't mind my really hard water glasses here. So there's the sugar in the glass. And then the next one asks me to stir it. For 45 seconds or so. Now I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me stir it for 45 seconds. I'll do it maybe 20. And then that's the sugar in the water after stirring it. So again, make sure to make your observations there compared to what it was before. And then the next one I'm going to do, I gotta dry off my spoon. Typically you would rinse it off, but I'm trying to make sure that this isn't forever long. The next one I'm going to do is baking powder. And I'm just gonna scoop it out here. So that's baking powder. And make your observations on what it looks like dry. And then I'll put that in the water and let it sit without stirring. So you can make some observations. You'll notice it's kind of maybe fizzing. Alright, and then the next step would be to stir it. Again, I'm not going to stir it for 45 seconds total, but I will stir it. And then while you're doing chemistry, you're learning phonics for the alphabet. You're welcome. So that's stirred. And that was the baking powder. So next one I'm going to do is going to be the corn starch. Put this down before I drop it because that would be my luck. And that's cornstarch. And again, you make your observations. Put that in water. And it's just sitting in the water now. So make your observations in terms of what it's doing with the water. And then we'd stir it. And then again, if you guys need to pause or go back, you can always do that. Sorry, I'm trying to get it in focus here. Never mind my fingernails. I have an obsession with long fingernails. So if I stir it, that's what my water looks like. So that was the cornstarch. And then the last one with water is baking soda. I gotta stick the camera down here for a second. And then that's the baking soda. So make your observations. Put that in water and let it sit. So that's when you add it to water without stirring. And then if I were to mix it, and that's after stirring. You'll notice towards the bottom it's not as gathered. And that is the water part. So those are the 4 that you'll do with looking at the properties as they're dry, setting them in water, and then mixing them. And then next I'll do the vinegar, and that'll be a separate video.